I'm Fran. I'm the general curator at the Zoo of Acadiana. This is Gumbo, and I'm LA South.
Right here, right now, it's LA South. I'm Pamela Kay, and today I'm going to be introduced to La Zombie, and you will too. Have you ever wanted to be part of The Walking Dead? Well, Aimee Latour is going to show you how right after this.
I'm Kyra Saber, and I am LA South.
La Zombie is here to expose the dark side and bring nightmares to life. I've got Aimee Latour with me today, and we're talking about the dark side. So tell us what it is that you do exactly.
I do special effects makeup, mainly zombie, the really gory, creepy, scary haunted houses type of deal.
So that Edgar Allan Poe macabre kind of
Yes.
genre. Now, many people look at makeup and artistry and they hide behind that faux beauty. Now, would it be easier if we were all just Walking Dead?
I absolutely think so. It wouldn't be, oh, her eyeshadow's pretty, I wish I had that, or I can't do the cat eye, I wish I could. But when you have someone like that just walk up behind you and you look exactly the same, or you have nothing left on your face, it just would be so much easier.
So really there's nothing to hide but,
No. Right.
but ugly?
Yeah, exactly.
So it is like wearing a mask, but not in the sense that you just can be real.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get started in this type of business?
Well, I've always been into Halloween. I remember being maybe 7, 8 years old, and I told my mom I wanted to be a zombie prom queen. And my friends were like, I want to be a ballerina, or I want to be this, something pretty and girly. And when I said that, I was like, oh, okay. And we went out to a thrift store, bought the cheapest thing we could find, covered it in blood. I did my makeup, and I was good to go. And ever since then, I've just been so involved in Halloween and the crazy makeup, because really there's nothing that can go wrong. Just cover it with some blood and you're good. And my mom's always been so supportive with it. You know, she was kind of creeped out, but now she's like, this is what you're good at. I can't stop you.
Well, your mom is a great supporter, because most parents, if you're 7 or 8 years old, they're going to bring you to a psychiatrist. They're not going to bring you to the art supply store and say, ooh, let's buy blood and gory things to help
Yes.
you make this non-traditional costume. So for your mom, what was it like for her to kind of get to that point to go, well, my mom's not a Barbie girl, she's a little non-traditional?
I don't know, my mom's just very supportive with everything me and my sister do. Whether it's, you know, my sister does pageants, so we're complete opposites, and she supports us no matter what we want to do, if it's this or the pageants, you know, as long as, you know, we're supported, we're good. She was a little skeptical, I will admit. She was kind of scared and creeped out, but she sees how well I do with it, and she's like, go with it. If that's what you want to do, I'm here. And knowing that she's there, I think she knows that I know she's there, and it makes me feel better.
Now, how did this transition for you from something that was just kind of a fun hobby into something that's become a career choice?
Well, in high school, I'm sure a lot of high school girls can relate to this. In high school, they drill, you have to go to college, you have to go to college. And so that's what I grew up knowing was, you have to go to college and get, you know, your typical 4-year degree. And so I didn't look at the creative arts. And I, like most first-year college students, I flunked out naturally. And I looked into other fields, and I saw you can be a hairstylist, you can do this. So I went to hair school, and I got into the makeup, and I realized I can make a career out of what I love doing, and that's how I got started.
Well, you're incredibly successful doing it. I just saw you at the Raw show in New Orleans, and for those of you who don't know, that is an independent artist showcase sponsored and produced by independent artists. And I'll tell you, 450 to 500 people were there, and they were mesmerized by your show. And I'm going to say, you see fashion designers that have beautiful models that walk out on the runway, and they are just wowed by all these beautiful models. Well, the audience was incredible. incredibly blown away by your models.
Yes.
And describe for me those models. What did they look like?
Well, I had her. The idea, I wanted to put on a show. I didn't want to put on a typical runway show. So the idea was she was having nightmares and they were coming to life. So she was the first one. I had a typical zombie. I had an alien unzipping her human flesh off. I also had, actually my sister was in the show and there's no way to explain her besides she had her mouth sewn up. It's the only way I can explain her look. I had a clown jester type of girl who had cards coming out of her face like she went mad with her cards. And then I had a mermaid that was caught in a fisherman's hook.
An incredible show, an incredible performance, and we'll be right back with more Aimee Latour, La Zombie, right after this. We're back with Aimee Latour from La Zombie. Now, Aimee, you were talking about school earlier and flunking out and all those great things that college students go through, but you were self-taught, you said. How do you become self-taught in this industry?
Well, with special effects makeup especially, it's really easy to pick up household things and make something out of it. I know one special effects makeup artist used an orange and just made this huge
Tumor?
like a tumor or like a boil, just this huge boil on top of someone's head, and it looked really cool, but he made it out of an orange. So anything you can find, you can really make anything out of it. Google's my best friend. If I can't find something, I Google it. Or if someone asks, oh, how do you do this? I'm like, oh, Google it. But I Googled how to make blood, and I actually learned how to make edible and fake blood from Google. So Google's my best friend when it comes to this kind of stuff. Also, a lot of people have YouTube tutorials. I would like to start working on that as well, but you could find anything on the internet, and that's how I got started. And then from there, I just figured everything else out on my own.
Well, you make it sound so easy. I figured everything else out on my own, but not just anyone can do what you do and have a runway show and end up working in movies and commercials and being in demand, and that's what you've done with La Zombie. Now, how did you come up with the name La Zombie? Because there are monsters and there are vampires, but La Zombie, I mean, zombies, The Walking Dead, I mean, you know, with television, there are all these things that are focused on zombies right now. How did you pick that name in particular?
Zombies are my favorite to make. I am obsessed with zombies, and I'm actually not a fan of The Walking Dead, which a lot of people are probably going, what? But I like the zombie part of it, but I don't like the drama. But I love zombies. Anything zombie I'm a freak for. I've always been that way. I actually have a zombie decal on the side of my window, and I freak people out when I drive. But being obsessed with zombies and being a girl, I just came up with La Zombie. My girlfriend Jen actually helped me come up with the name La Zombie, and it's catchy, and I loved it, and I just ran with it.
It's very catchy. Now, I'm going to talk about your look. You look nothing like a zombie. You look nothing like your creations. You're very ladylike and petite and pretty. Kind of tell me a little bit about that. You were talking about your sister's into pageants, and you have this lovely persona yourself.
Thank you.
It doesn't really match the whole La Zombie kind of theme.
Well, I was kind of an outcast in high school. I was very shy. I kept to myself, and I've always grown up knowing that the outside doesn't always have to match the inside. I went through a lot when I was younger, and it helped me be okay with who I was inside and out. And I've always been the kind of person that stereotypes don't matter. Just because you like a certain thing doesn't mean you have to dress that way. If you like heavy metal music, you don't have to look like the scary Slipknot heavy metal person. You can like it and dress however you want to. Your interests are your interests, and you're your own unique person.
So it's all about being an individual.
Yes, absolutely.
And being non-traditional is okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a really great message from La Zombie.
Yes.
Now tell me a little bit about your mom. We did touch on the fact that she was so supportive, and it takes a unique type of mother. What's your relationship like with your mom these days?
She is my best friend, my absolute best friend. If I'm going through something that I need help with, she's the first person I call if it's not my little sister. we actually got a lot closer after my parents' divorce, and we're inseparable. We may disagree on a few things, but she's my best friend, but she's also my mother. You know, I know a lot of moms don't know when to not stop being a best friend and being a mother, and she's the perfect mixture of the both of them.
Now, have you turned your mom into a zombie?
No, I have not. She won't even let me do her hair. She's not into that, but she's there to watch it, but I don't think she'll ever let me touch her face.
A respect from a distance.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Mom, just for you, I'm going to take your place today. I'm going to be the zombie when we come back right after this. We're back with Aimee Latour, and if you've ever wanted to be a zombie and part of The Walking Dead, you're about to find out some insider tricks on how you can become a zombie, and you're about to see me become one too.
So I know I told everyone that I was self-taught, so I wanted to teach you a cool little trick that you can do for a zombie look. All you need to do is get a cup and some dry, no flavor oatmeal. Then take some liquid latex, any brand would be fine. Pour a little in there until it's pretty much covered it, but not overflowing the oatmeal. Just want to mix it all together and make sure every little piece of oatmeal is pretty much covered with liquid latex. You don't want to have excess liquid latex. If you do, you want to add a little bit more oatmeal until it looks disgusting and gross. So you're going to take a little bit, and wherever you want the look to go, basically this look is going to look like rotting flesh on a zombie. So wherever you want that applied, you want to put it on you or your model, your crazy person for a haunted house, whatever your look you're going for. And you're going to put it exactly where you want it. I'm going to put it on her forehead.
So who wants to be a Barbie doll when you can be a zombie? I have been transformed. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. But before we go, I just want to know a little bit about, I guess, this ensemble that you've created for me, as well as my friend.
Well, she can't talk, so she can't explain her piece, but I actually wanted to make her look like a complete psycho. I wanted her to look like she had no mouth, and if she did, she just completely burned it off and covered it up, and she didn't want to talk. So I actually made the prosthetic piece. This is actually my first piece that I've ever made. I glued it on with liquid latex. I colored her eyes to look tired. I gave her lots of blood, lots of burn, lots of just scars. Just made her look really creepy. But that's basically her piece. She unfortunately can't talk about how much she loves it, but I know she does.
And off camera, she's a beautiful girl. You would never know to see her this way. And talk a little bit about what you did for me.
Well, basically, I wanted you to look like a zombie. I wanted it to look like you got bit. And then your nose is rotting off, your skin's boiling over and rotting off. You have a little bit of exposed bone right here, and your skin's kind of peeling off right here. I wanted you to look really creepy. I gave you some dark circles under your eyes so it looks like you're tired, you're walking dead. So that's basically all I did for you, and then I just let the blood drip and talk for itself.
I love the whole concept of it's not just what the look is, but there's the interaction with the liquid in my mouth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, zombies don't have dry mouths. They don't have pearly white teeth. They eat flesh. So I actually Googled how to make edible blood, because you can't put the vampire blood in your mouth. I'm sure it's got chemicals, it tastes bad, and if you accidentally swallow it, I'm sure it's very harmful to your body. So I actually Googled how to make edible blood, and it's actually corn syrup. But I wanted it to just look like you just ate someone. You just ate someone's brain. So I I mix it all together, and I tell my models, just hold it in and just let it drip, and it'll give that effect that you're a zombie and you just had your first meal as a zombie.
Well, I hope that came across to the viewers the way you intended. Well, this has just been delightful. I guess maybe isn't the right terminology to use. What would be the vampire word? I'm sorry, I'm in this whole macabre genre. The zombie terminology I should use for instead of delightful, the zombie term I should use. This has been what type of an occasion today?
Well, a good term. I'll have to think about that.
We'll think on that. And definitely, though, we just want you to tune in next time for LA South. Today we've had Aimee Latour with La Zombie with us today. Thanks to Aimee Latour and La Zombie for that creepy, scary, dark visit to the dark side. So the latest gossip has to do with Kim Kardashian's pregnancy and Kate Upton. She's a supermodel. Is she fat? Is she too skinny? Is she too voluptuous? Who knows? Well, who knows all the gossip? Cody and TJ with Mix 107. Who are they talking about today? I don't know, but let's find out.
Hey, it's TJ.
Hey, Cody.
With your Mix 107.1 entertainment news and celebrity gossip with you on a Monday. Did you have a good weekend?
Oh, it was awesome.
I'm telling you what, the Race for the Cure was awesome. Got to meet a lot of new people. Such a great event, and I can't wait for next year. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, I'm going to be out there again.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
St. Patty's Day, did you have a good time?
It was great.
Yeah, and a lot of green beer.
A lot of green. You came to work fine, right?
I'm fine.
I'm hanging in there.
All right, good.
I'm doing all right.
Hey, Justin Bieber. All right, yeah. Justin Bieber. What is up with him?
Well, you're his biggest fan, right?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Maybe as long as you love me, I can, do some stuff.
Oh, he's just, he's been in the headlines. I just think
he was in London, and we all know he got fined $454,000 because of his late night
showed
appearance.
up. Yeah, showed up 2 hours late.
Well, he was walking out of his hotel, and I guess paparazzi was trying to take a picture, and he shoved Justin shoved him in the stomach, and they were cursing it back and forth. Justin Bieber got out of the van and went to fight with the paparazzi. Dude, come on.
And, his family's come out and they said, they're not proud of him right now.
No.
They're embarrassed by his antics.
And even his dad, instead of buying your son a nice birthday present, you know what he bought him?
Counseling.
No, a motorcycle. He bought Justin Bieber a motorcycle.
All right.
I don't understand. Your son's not really that good of a driver. He's getting speeding tickets. He's getting pulled over for numerous things, and you want to buy him a motorcycle. That's crazy, man.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
It never ends.
Once again, you can see it all on our website at mix1071fm.com. We will be back with you on a Wednesday. Have a good Monday. Have a good week. Until then, I'm TJ.
And Cody.
We're Mix 107.1.
Here at LA South TV, we love to give our fans prizes, and we want you to have gift cards. We want you to have concert tickets. Like us on Facebook, and you can be the first one to access that information. Like Kenny Chesney tickets, and what you can do to get those, dial 64636 and the word FOOL, F-O-O-L. And for World of Wheels tickets, you're going to text the word WOW, W-O-W, to the same number, 64636. Now remember, Kenny Chesney, the word FOOL, F-O-O-L, to 64636, and World of Wheels, WOW, W-O-W, to 64636. And you can enter as many times as you want, and we will see you next time here on LA South.